Chatting now with Duggan Matthews. He's CIO at Marriott. Duggan, always appreciate the early morning time. AI and using it in the investing world. I mean, the first caveat I think we need to put out is that the AI is just moving so fast. I was loving Claude Opus 4.6 and then literally weeks after it arrived, 4.7 came. And of course, we know that Mythos is on the horizon too. What you've done, you and your team at Marriott, you've really kind of gone back to the beginning and rebuilt architect from the ground up using AI as a big part of that process.
Yeah, Simon, cheapest. You say it's moving fast is probably an understatement. I mean, it's going to be the technology of our lifetimes, and I think everybody's starting to really feel that.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a while to adopt to change, but I think when the change is this profound, you have to. And I think for asset management in particular, if you think about what we do, we analyze data and look for trends and patterns, and there's quite a parallel with what AI is doing. So, our view was we've got to leverage this. This is a massive enabler for what we're trying to deliver to our clients. And being a relatively small business, medium-sized business, we're not a giant. Mm-hmm, there are resource constraints that we face. But with AI essentially commoditizing a large part of intelligence, for us it's been massively exciting to leverage what we do. And really to do that, what we did is went back to first principle and thought, how much of our process can AI digest?
Yeah.
And then let it digest that, not resist that. If it's good at it, let the AI actually do those tasks and free up our analysts to actually focus on areas where they can now continue to add a lot of value, which would be in interpretation of nuance and complexity and ambiguity, and investing is full of that. Mm-hmm. And that was the thinking, let AI do what it does well. Let it continue to digest parts of the process that it's going to be able to digest as it improves, and really build a team focused on dealing with the things that the human mind is best at doing.
That's a great point. And I like your point. Back in the day, size so much mattered. If you were the company with, 100 analysts, you just had an advantage over the company with 10 analysts. That's no longer the case because AI is now doing that grunt work. And I do it. I mean, I will throw a ton of data at it. And, something that would take me, days to do. And maybe I'm the slow guy in the room, but it would take me days. AI now does in a couple of hours. And that leaves the analyst to do the thinking, which is the part that AI is perhaps not the best at.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think a massive playing field leveler across industries, Simon. So the days of having 100 analysts as your competitive advantage, I mean, that's long gone. It's really going to be the architecture around how you harness AI and how you harness human, and how you get the most out of that architecture. In a similar way to data, if you go back many years, maybe an investment firm's edge was data. They had more data than other investors, but data has been commoditized. There's just so much data on publicly listed investments everywhere. So that source of advantage from an investment perspective was eroded. And now when it comes to processing data, that is where the advantage moved. But now we have a tool like Bloomberg that can really process the data. So we've got to recognize this as a threat to the proposition. But having said that, if used wisely, a massive opportunity, and investors should be hugely excited about this because their portfolios at the end of the day should be more risk aware and produce better risk adjusted outcomes if we use this technology and maximize its benefit for them.
Investors definitely the winners. But a last question that comes to mind. Does boutique now almost become the advantage? Back in the day, it was size. Now is it, not large size that's the advantage. It's actually smallest, perhaps, or boutique is niche is the advantage.
Yeah, I think smaller size firms have always had the benefit of being nimble, maybe entrepreneurial cultures, established, settled teams. But the disadvantage or the trade-off was sometimes breadth and depth of coverage, because you're just not going to have as many analysts. So
Yeah.
I think with your medium-sized, smaller businesses, they're really going to be able to overcome that disadvantage while still providing the benefits associated with a smaller organization. So the two used to be in tension, and I don't think so. I don't think so anymore, Simon.
We'll leave that there. That is Duggan Matthews, CIO, Marriott. Appreciate the early morning time.